Speaking of skilled guys, 87 Canada Cup. Okay. I was, I was 18 years old, right? I'm, playing junior hockey and just amazed with the group that they put together there. Tell me about that. Tell me about your experience there.
Well, that was because that was the year when we lost in Game 7 in '87 with Edmonton, and then the training camp was a couple months before that, and so you had to get into you're still in pretty good shape, but you had the top guys in the world, but I think that the Canada Cup put the teams together so that they kind of knew the quality and character of different people. For me, I was the oldest player on the team that year in '87. And I played against Gretzky, 79 on, and Lemieux all the time because we played against them so often. And so I knew them from before, and so I didn't mind. I played on the same line, but I wasn't afraid of being something different. I knew why I was there. It's like when I went with the Philadelphia Flyers with Bob Clarke. I always worked as hard as Bob Clarke did in practice. That's what we did in Brandon too. So that's why I became a better player at the start. People noticed that it made a difference. But '87 was special. I know Harchuk passed away, and we had Bork and Messier and Gartner, and you talk about Coffey, and Doug Crossman was playing there, and it was just unbelievable. But you had to play it's like the Olympics. At that time, it was the best hockey. It was fast.
I think that's the best Team Canada ever. Yeah,
it was a 3-game series too. Remember, it was a 3-game series. Most of them are 1 over and then you're done. But having a 3-game series, every game 6 to 5, and then we lost the first game, and then double overtime in second overtime. Like I was on the ice, and then so it gave us a chance to win, and then we're down 3-0 in 10 minutes, and then we fought back from there. And but having characters like a Tocchet and a Sutter, that made a big difference because they knew they were all leaders. And I think that's where Mario Lemieux kind of really figured out, hey, he's playing with the best leaders in the world. And then he won a cup in Minnesota, unfortunately for me, but
yeah, another one.
He learned from that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And he says that he talks about, going into that dressing room, and, he's only at that point 3 years into the league. And obviously everybody knew the tremendous hands and offensive instincts he can. But I think he realized playing with guys like yourself and Gretz and, Howard Chuck and just, this is how you be a pro, right? We're going to go out here. We're going to work hard. We're going to play hard. But we're going to work hard. We're going to play their game the right way. We're going to be on the right side of the pucks. That's the best hockey team I've ever seen.
Really consistent.
Absolutely. And that brings me to my next point. So, Hall of Fame. Does it bother you, Brian, that you haven't got that honor?
Well, I'm humble, but I was really quiet when I did. And there's politics that are involved, but I just did a video. I did a promotion for this year a month ago, where I had Bernie Propp, Mark Howe, and Kelly McCrimmon, and a guy, Fred Esbo, with stats, and then Brian Boucher did a video. So we did you just have to find the right guy that can promote you out of the 18 and see if you can get the 14 of the 18 win votes to get in. But if it does, it doesn't matter to me, because I've done so much of my whole life. I don't really care. It would be really nice. But, at the same time, in the 80s, I was one of the best players in the 80s, and consistent and things like that.
Oh, you know what? And I've kind of dove into it since, since we booked you to come on here, and looked at some of the, 13th in career scoring for left wingers, fifth in points per game for left wingers at NHL history, not years. And when you're looking to list your property, right, you look for comparables, right? You want to see, what did the house down the road sell for that, we're going to list
Yeah.
ours, and that. So my comparable to you, and then I went through a bunch of numbers over the last couple of days, is the Sedins. So you got Daniel and Henrik, wonderful players, absolutely wonderful players. And I have no problem with them being in the Hall of Fame. But both of them had less points than you in more games. And people could say, well, Brian Propp, he never won a cup. Well, neither did the Sedins, right? Now, two of them get in, right? You don't. They were in the cup final once. You're in there 5 times, right? The numbers speak for themselves. So if you want somebody to battle for you, let me know. We'll jump in. We'll jump into this fight as well. I'd love to help to see you go in. And you know what? I get it. Just spending time with you here, Brian. You're a humble guy. You're very appreciative of being able to make a living in the sport. But let's face it, right? It would be a tremendous thing for your family to be able to experience it. You talk to the guys that get in and the weekend and they go in and Kelly Massey treats them great, and I would love it. I honestly think if I was going to make a list of the biggest snubs, you'd be right there. So I hope it happens for you. But I certainly would be an advocate to help you tell that story. Special feature for our viewers and listeners, and what we're trying to do with this show, Brian, is I want to make this a family show. I watch some of the other hockey podcasts, and there's content on there that to me, I don't know if I'd let my young fellow watch some of the things, and I want to make this about letting the kids hear the stories that will inspire them to maybe work a little bit harder and do the right thing and eat properly and things like that. So I have a junior Cub reporter named Jack that would like to come on here and ask you a couple questions. So I'm going to add Jack right now.
Great.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Good.
Good. What kind of jersey and hat are you wearing today there, my friend?
A Saskatoon jersey and hat because Brian is from Saskatchewan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, well, thank you. Do you have any questions for Brian today, Jack?
Thank you for giving me a chance to ask you a couple questions.
My pleasure.
Did you have a favorite pregame meal when you played in the NHL?
Yeah, I always liked pasta and a salad. So at the start when we were young, like we used to eat steak, but as I got older, I ate a little better, and so I didn't want to have too much food in my stomach, and so I usually had pasta and salad and some soup to take it really good, and but. Other than that, it's been. I love pasta. I can eat it every day, and salad. And I take care of myself really well, so it's good and healthy.
Yeah. What was the coldest rink you played in? That was in Saskatchewan. Mine is the Hepburn rink.
Well, I think mine is outside of Regina. Is the rink where the outside of Regina, it's a really cold rink, I had a stroke, so I have to give me a little time.
Was it just
up
in
Wilcox? Wilcox.
Well, oh yeah, Wilcox. Yes.
Yeah, it was really cold.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Jack played in Hepburn when he was 4, and I can remember half the kids on the team had to go into the room halfway through the game because they were so cold. But he didn't.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that didn't. One more question for you today, Jack.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
Well, I think that if Boston keeps playing the way they have, I mean, it's they have a really good chance because they broke all the records this last year, and they have good teams. And when you start winning, you learn how to win more, and then the winning comes easier. But they have a really good team, and so I think that Boston's going to win it this year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jack. Jack's going to be a regular part of the show. He's going to come on every week with some real tough questions for our guests. Thanks, pal. Now get ready for bed, okay?
Okay.
All right. See ya. Thanks.